Hi everybody, I'm doing number 20 from homework number 2. And again, I'm going back to these because it seemed like they were giving everybody a little bit of trouble. So when you take a look at the homework assignment gave you the payoff matrix, and it also gave you the regret matrix. So in number 19, which we already did, you use the original payoff matrix. And then in number 20, it asks you, well, what's your expected opportunity loss? Now, this nice thing about this assignment was it actually gave you help for number 20, but I think that might have confused some people. So if it did, I apologize. It was trying to cut a step away for you, but I think it made it a little bit worse. So I'm going to take the original matrix, the one right here, and I'm going to derive this regret matrix from that table, okay? So what I did again for number 20 is I went into Excel, and all I did was I cut and paste the original payoff matrix, and then I came down here, and to save a little bit of video time, I started to do my regret matrix down here at the bottom, but what I didn't do was fill the numbers in. So I'm just going to show you how those numbers were derived on the regret matrix from this payoff matrix. So in expected opportunity loss, you're looking at what you would give up in this opportunity. So I'm going to go and begin this to fill in these numbers here for this table. So what you do in expected opportunity loss is you go to the payoff matrix and you find in that particular state of nature, and remember, you don't get to pick the state of nature, that's like an expansion recession, and you find the best outcome for that state of nature. So in this case, the best outcome for A would be right here. So in a state of nature which favors A, the outcome would be $88. Okay? So in order to find what we would give up is you take this 88 and you subtract it from each of the alternatives, including that one. Okay? So what I'll have is down here, I'm going to have equals this cell minus this cell again, right? And that's going to give me what? 0. That's what the regret table showed, okay? So to make my life easier again, I'm going to go back up here, and since in the formula, as shown in the book, you take the best one and you subtract it from each of the alternatives, I'm going to go up here to the formula for this particular cell, and I'm going to make that stick on that particular cell, and how I'm doing that is pushing F4, okay? Then what I can do, tab out, okay? So now this is formatted that I can just slide it down. And there it is. So that is, if you take a look, if you go back to the regret matrix, you'll see that this table has now been set up from this original payoff matrix. So I derived my regret table from that payoff matrix. I'm going to do the same thing for B. Now, I can't just slide this over. It wouldn't save time. What it'll do is mess it up because I have to figure out where is the best alternative in B, okay? So when I take a look at this, I see the best alternative is here, $156, okay? So I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to tell Excel this cell equals the best alternative in this row minus, now remember, I'm doing this for alternative A in a state of nature that favors B, okay? So I want F5, that's the best guy, minus this particular outcome here. Whoops, I lost it there. So F5, now what is this? It's going to be F5 minus, and this is a negative. So it's going to be 156 minus 5. 156 minus negative 5, okay? And I'm going to enter there, but before I do that, I want to tell Excel stay fixed on that best cell, so I'm going to do F4 there. And I'm going to bring that down. Okay, so now if you look on the table, you'll see these outcomes here match my regret table that was already given. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with the last row. So in this case, 0 is your best outcome. I'm going to make that stick, and then I'm going to subtract it from each cell. Okay. Okay, so now I have, just like I have in the homework assignment, I have my regret matrix. And then what happened was, this is what I'm giving up, but I need to find out which alternative to pick. So my final step is going to be to put the probabilities for each outcome in the table. And in this table, we had the same probabilities as we did in 19. So I have 0.5, and I have 0.3. I just had to read that sheet. And then, of course, this one's going to be 0.2 because they all have to sum up to 1. Okay? And then, just like I did before, I can use sum product, sum, S-U-M, product, which will take each alternative, each alternative, multiply it by the probability, and then add each of those things up over here. Okay, so what I'm going to get for this, I'm going to just title this expected opportunity loss. And I'll do equals sum product, comes up right there. And it says, okay, what are your arrays? So I'm going to highlight from the 0 over to the 5 to get my first. Insert a comma. And then I'm going to insert my probability. So I'm going to multiply those things by that probability. Now remember, my probabilities, I want to stay fixed on there. So I'm going to add going to hit F4 again to get my dollar signs around them. So it stays stuck on these cells as we move down from here. Then I'm going to push Shift 0 and close up my, did I lose something there? It looks like I did. Do that one more time. Oops. Take that out. Get my probabilities back in. Do my F4 and F4. What is it doing? Okay, let's put these in and then add. I'm going to add in my okay, it liked it that time. Okay, so my expected opportunity loss, I can just slide down now, and there it is. So now, on opportunity loss, this is what you're giving up. So just like in any time in the real world, you want to give up the least. So we're going to pick the outcome that gives up the least. So in this case, we're going to do A and B. And that should help you with expected opportunity loss, which seemed to me a tricky one for everybody. So I hope this helped. I'm going to post this Excel sheet on Blackboard with these videos. So you'll be able to take a look. Now remember, I had number 19. That's on the other this. Okay, so I'm going to do homework 2, number 20, and then you can also click and see number 19, which I did in the previous video. I hope these help. If you need anything else, I'll be happy to take some time out and do these types of videos for you. So have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.